Alright, so what's up guys, LazyNeil here, and today I'm going to be doing a 3D modeling test on the Honor Magicbook X16. Now, someone had requested me in the comment section to do a AutoCAD test, so I said, okay, let's do an AutoCAD test, no problem. I have it over there, right over there. And I said, as it is 3D modeling, let's add Blender into the mix too. So I'm going to be testing those out. So first of all, guys, just a disclaimer that I have never done any 3D modeling, any of that sort. So this is not going to be an in-depth video. If you wanted an in-depth video, sorry, this is not it. And I would suggest just to, just to skip this video because it's not going to be in-depth regarding 3D modeling, adding objects and all that stuff. I have no clue on that. I tried to get in contact with someone who does. He did show me quite some things, but getting that into my brain is not working at this point of time. So what I'm going to be doing in this video, just to tell you all guys, is basically I have a project file over there and I have AutoCAD and Blender files which are pre-done for me. And so I'm just going to be showcasing them to you and just going to show you how they work, how the preview works, and is it, can it even like run these kind of like mid to heavy files in terms of 3D modeling. Now, I'm not going to show anything in terms of animation, like 3D animation is not going to be in this case, just going to be 3D modeling and rendering and things like that. So yeah, without any further ado guys, let's get started. Okay guys, so I got the camera as close as possible to the screen. So here I have AutoCAD, Blender and the project files. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going through the project files. So first is AutoCAD and then Blender. AutoCAD because again that was the one which was requested, and Blender is something which I felt would be nice to include. So yeah, that's basically that. So some of them are intensive, some of them are less intensive, and let's see how they go about. I'm just going to be doing just just scrolling through and things like that. I'm not going to be making anything. I'll try to do something at least if possible, but for the most part you will be seeing nothing from me because I have no clue what the hell am I doing in this piece of software, because I've never tried it. Like for AutoCAD, to be honest with you, both of them I have never used them extensively, so I have no clue what the hell to do. So I know a bit of shortcuts, and now the thing is that if you see, this is a wheel, so you can zoom in, you can zoom out, you can rotate, you can go into, so this is 2D wireframe, you can go to realistic, and you basically get a nice realistic kind of a wheel, I guess. So what I'm going to be doing is, again, as this is one of the things, so I guess model 1, I'm just going to be showing you all basically different ones, but as is the first one, I just want to show you some of the things. And yeah, so like for example, if you want to create a box, there we go, that's a box. If you want to create a cylinder, so I can just create a cylinder like this. So the performance is fairly smooth. I'll just show you the task manager also. So it takes around, currently the total is around 1.3%, so and around 1.24 GB, and so that is not as bad as all. It works fairly well, no issues at all. Seems to run really butter smooth. Let's put another one. Let's put a donut. Let's try to make, there we go. So yeah, so creating shapes and things like that, I guess it's, again, I have never used this software, so I'm not particularly sure. This is all I know. So yeah, that's about that. So yeah, let's look at some of the other models now, and let's do that. So let's close this down, and let's close this down. Okay, let's look at model number 2. I think rather than opening, so by the way, this is AutoCAD 2024, the latest one. So this is another cool one which I have. So this is the wireframe model. Again, really smooth, no issues at all. I just want to show you the other ones. So this is another one. So see, it looks something like this. Looks pretty cool, right? To be honest, there is a benchmark for this, but and this is one of the things inside the benchmark. But sadly, the benchmark doesn't work in the latest version of AutoCAD. I think the last one was, I don't know, maybe 2015 or something. I'm not particularly sure about that. But that benchmark doesn't work. But I could always open up the CAD files which are inside. So let's look at the other ones. So realistic basically looks like this. Again, very smooth, no issues at all in terms of scrolling and doing stuff like that. This is shaded, and this is again shaded with edges, shaded. I think shades of gray, and I think you can't see what exactly I'm clicking, but basically I'm clicking right over here. So let's go sketchy, and let's move back. Wireframe, and the last one is X-ray. So yeah, that's about that. So as you see, the model runs pretty well. There is no particular issue with any of this. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. I want to show you the crazy ones. So I just wanted to get the simpler ones and things like that, because just to show you all what exactly works. And till now I have opened up 2 projects now simultaneously, and as you see, things are working really well. Again, I can change the things like realistic and things like that for each and every one of them, which is fairly cool. You can do this to shaded or realistic or whatever it is. The whole point is that for those who are wondering, AutoCAD works. Yes, it works pretty freaking smooth, and I don't find any issues with it. See, it doesn't even use much CPU, which is fairly awesome. Blender test is going to be more interesting than AutoCAD, if I'm really being honest. But again, as someone asked me, because again, this laptop is not for gaming, it's for professional use. So as this is a nice professional use, I felt that it was a good test to do. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. I'm just going to fly by through these because I'm just showing you all what exactly it is, rather than I don't know what happened over here. Let's try to start it off back again. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's close this. Okay, let's see model 4 back again. Okay, and I guess open. I guess this one is broken. Yep. Okay. This one is the no. This one won't work because this was the test, but forget about that for now. We can just ignore that for now because that's basically not going to work. I think the interesting ones are going to start right now. Let's see. Yes, the interesting ones. Cool. So this one, see, this one is a bridge. Dang, right? Let's try to push this thing here somewhere, and let's try to make it realistic. As you see, looks pretty cool, right? Again, I can scroll through this without any issue. I'm seriously not even getting a single bit of lag or stutter or any of that sort, and it's working really, really well. Let's try to get some wireframes. And again, works, no issue at all. By the way, for those who are wondering, this is another thing which you can do. So you can go through like this, you can make edges, and then you can scroll, which is really cool also. Shaded. So yeah, there's practically works very well. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I have 3 more. This is another cool one which I have. So again, no issue at all on this laptop. I have opened now 2 models. Again, the CPU and all just works, guys. Just freaking works. Just to show you all some of the ones. So I'm not going to take too much of time because again, we have established that this AutoCAD software works like magic. There's not much issue with these, running the software itself. There might be something which I'm obviously, missing out. But again, as I told you, if this is not an in-depth video, this is just showcasing, a preview of it working. That's about that. Okay, so yeah, that's for that. Let's move on to the next one. This is another. This was one of the ones which was a little bit lagging. So you see, it lags a bit because I think there's a bit too many things going on over here. So you see, this one lags a bit. That's the reason why I kept it a bit, in the later one, because this was something, again, it's not bad, but yes, compared to the other ones, now it's pretty smooth. Okay, but yes, it does lag a bit from time to time. See, lag. I think it's because of the amount of, because of how big, or how many polygons are there, I guess, with this model. Because if you see, I think, I don't know, I don't think so you can see that, but I think it's also inside. We can do the wireframe over here. So wireframe, see that? Pretty cool, right? Pretty freaking cool. So yeah, on the wireframe mode, it seems like it's working fairly well. But I guess in the realistic mode, yeah, it's chugging a bit. See, it says 3D performance can be improved. You can improve. Okay, I guess there is some method for it, but yeah. See this wireframe, realistic or shaded. If one of the visual has been modified, there might be restore. Okay. Okay, so they are saying use wireframe, realistic or shaded if you want to get the best performance. Okay, but that doesn't make any sense. What did it say? Maybe I'm doing something wrong. But I think average, users use this, I think, the wireframe method, because that's about that, or the X-ray. But yeah, it's pretty good. Okay, let's see what exactly it says. Can improve performance for the 3D pan, zoom, and orbit operations. For the best performance, choose one of these styles: wireframe, realistic, or shaded. If one of the visuals has been modified, you might be restored to the setting for best performance and visual style manager. Okay, cool. So they're saying to use wireframe, realistic, or shaded. But even with shaded, yeah, okay, that's freakishly smooth. Yeah, I guess I should just move to the last one. And there's model 8. This one is a pretty interesting one. This is basically humans, and it looks fairly good. So yeah, 2D wireframes. Can I change this? I've never even touched this, guys, but yeah, I guess I can manipulate this, I guess. Oh god. I have no clue, guys. I'm not even going to pretend that I know any of these things, which I don't. Maybe realistic. Cool. So yeah, so that's about that. For the person who is asking me that does AutoCAD work, it does. It works pretty good. No issues. Again, just 2% or something it uses, so no problem at all. So yeah, let's move on to Blender now. Okay guys, so let's move on to Blender now. So I have my project files over here. So I have, I think, till model 9. And this is the nope, which I'm going to be, showing you all guys a bit later. But yeah, this Blender also, to be honest with you, I had no clue what exactly to do because, to be honest with you, Blender is not, you know, it's not that easy as you think it is. Even just scroll, like, just going through the app, it's pretty difficult if you don't know your ways around it. So I got some help from my friend. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him on his Instagram. He does these Blender models in his free time. So things like this. And yeah, if you want to give him a follow, you can do it. So yeah, just wanted to give shout out because he did help me just trying to understand things. He did quite, like, he tried to explain me a lot of things, but nothing was going in my head when it comes to Blender. Again, just a few hours won't cut it, at least for Blender, for me at least. So yeah, let's look at some of the models which I have. So let's see the first model. First model is the most interesting. Oh, one of the most interesting ones. This is the Goku model. You can see. As per CPU usage is concerned, I'm using around 6% or Blender just using 0, but memory is around 6. Okay, let's do one thing. Just want to just see, does it, how much does it take in terms of usage. So let's look at this one. This is one of the ones. So I just want to see. Yeah, see, on 60, 96. So yeah, when it's doing this thing, it's taking quite a lot of, because again, this is very intensive, but it does load pretty fast, which is really good. So yeah, I'm just going to be closing this up because you get the gist of it, that Blender does take quite a lot of resources. Again, my CPU is capped at 100 at this point of time. Dang. But yeah, I knew Blender was very intensive, but as per anything is concerned, it's a little bit laggy, but it is working not too shabby. I even asked him regarding, can this laptop do 3D animations. He said yes, but nothing too intensive. I can't show anything. I think I have one of the models which has some kind of animation, but you can achieve it, but it's not meant for it. So you can't expect to make any kind of animations or any things like that. So 3D modeling, he said it's a good thing, but for animation and things like that, I don't think so. It's a good thing to do because he's like, you require GPUs for that. I think that's what he said. And also you can accelerate, I think, using GPU, because this is currently just using CPU. I think so. I may be completely wrong on this, but yeah, that's about that. So as you can see, I can render the model in different things over here. So this is one of them. This is this, and then this is, I think all the polygons thingy. Cool. So what I'll do is, now let's just render this out. I'm not going to render it, by the way. I'm just going to show you all what exactly it is. So it has around 512 samples, and it's going to take, I think, 42 minutes, I think. Yeah, it's going to take 42 minutes to render this, by the way. See, it starts from here. I can also show you another thing. So I'm not going to render this, by the way. I'm just going to stop this. So let's just do that. I hope I can stop this. I hope. Yep. It's doing something. It's not responding. Oh God. I think I should have not done a render test on such a, I think, pretty high sample, I guess. But yeah, it's back to business now. So I guess don't cut your renders, maybe. But yeah, I think if you reduce the samples, let's make it to maybe 10. And let's try to, I think, denoise. He has told me some things I completely forgot. But yeah, let's try to render this out. Let's see. Does it take too long? Yeah, it seems to work fast with Again, the lesser the samples, the worse the quality of the images. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, it's gonna take how much? Around 1 minute, around 2 minutes. So let's just let it do its thing, and let's maybe if I can, let's see if I can move on to another project. So yeah, let's do that. So let's go to model number 2. So yeah, I think this one has some animation to it. Let's try to do this. Again, I think the reason is getting not responding and things like that because I'm rendering things out over here. But yeah, this is one of the things. Think you can do location maybe. I'm not sure. I know this pudding like Yep. See some kind of animation. This was the only animation I could get. But yeah, this is basically a pudding. And so if I do this, see it wiggles around. So yeah, you can do some animations like this, but I don't think so you can do something like insane. Yeah, it's happening. See over here, I think he had told me how to remove this noise thingy, but I'm not sure now what exactly he had done. Completely forgot. Now you come to know how much of a noob I am. Oh, it's denoising. Cool. I guess it's doing its thing. Okay, let's do its thing. So yeah, this is another model which I have over here. Again, the whole point of previewing it is not as bad as you think it is. Over here, there's no light source it seems, so that's the reason why there's nothing over here. So yeah, that's about that for this one. Let's move on to the next one. That is model number 3. I try to take like simple to intensive kind of a thing. So this is another model which I have. Like, see this? By the way, this is that sunlight thingy, which is, I think that's the one. So this is one of the ways. This is the wireframe. Let's see what is happening over here, by the way. Oh, cool. It did work. Dang, son. That looks pretty good, man. And what you can do now is you can just save this. So I can save this on the desktop. Save this image. Go to the desktop and view it. Pretty cool, right? So you can do renders if you really want to keep the samples down. I think the quality of it, I think, reduces. No? But as for a budget-ish laptop is concerned, it's running very good. Okay, let's close this Goku one because it's a pretty taxing project. So let's close this down. And let's look at this one. Okay. Again, very stuttery because I guess of the amount over there. So let's look at the craziest one. So I'm not going to be doing any more renders. You can come to know that you can just reduce the samples if it's taking too long time. If you want more samples, then you can just you know um, just reduce it or increase it. Do whatever you want. It again depends on how much of a quality to time you have. So this is one of the renders which is there. I think this is some I don't know, some kind of a vacation home, I guess. Um, let's do something. Minimum samples. This is what the viewport. See, around 100. Maybe if I do 1, what's going to happen? And does it increase or does it? Yeah, I guess it does make it a bit better. So yeah. So that's about that for this one. Again, you can just scroll through this and then just look at it. And yeah, that's about that. Cool. Now let's look at the next one. So Blender model number 4. I want to go through this a bit faster because again I don't want to waste too much of time. But yeah, this is another one model which I have. This is an Audi, I guess. Audi car. So This is with that. And by the way, there's something over here which he had shown me in the render side. There are different renders. I'm not sure now where exactly it is. So here cycles, then you have Eve, render engine basically. So if you do, I guess if you do this, maybe you get it. What is this? This is the render, output, layers, scenes, collections. Oh god, what kind of a noob am I? This is cycles, this is Eve, and then this is the workbench. I guess, oh, dude, they are just these things. They are just render engines. Oh, wow. They are called render engines. Wow. Like, it's basically this, whatever nonsense you're doing over here. I guess, so if I do cycles, yeah. Sadly, the inside of the car is empty. So, yeah, I can show that to you in a different mode. So, this, it's pretty much empty. And that sucks. But yeah, that's about that for this car or this model. Let's look at the next one. This is another very cool one, by the way. Oh god. Okay. This one we were trying to do something. So this is a edited model. We were trying to, just puppeteer it kind of a thing. But yeah, that's not looking good. But ignoring that, let's look at some of the things. So this is one thing. So what he told me is that this one, this viewport, whatever it is, or the render engine is basically gives you a realistic thingy. So if like it depends on like the amount of lights and things you add. So again, this is also another insane one. So it's taking its sweet time to uh, give you a preview, and it's also doing. Yep, see this. And what he said that it's only once. So you see over here, looks pretty damn dope, man. I see this. Pretty cool, right? Let's look at the last thing. He said that this is the unrealistic one. That's what he said to me, but doesn't look like. Maybe I did some nonsense over here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, this is the proper one. So he said that this is the unrealistic one where even when there is no light or anything, you can just put lights anywhere you want. So yeah, that's about that for this one. This is a really cool one, and yeah, let's look at another one. So don't save. Let's look at model number 6. I got an insane one, by the way, a pretty insane one. So I think that is second last, I guess, or something. I'm not sure. Let's see. I just Oh, this is another really cool one. This is an anime figure. So looks pretty cool, right? You can put this thing, cycle engines. So this is one of them, and then this is the next. This one also has, I think, how many samples? This has 4096, and the max sample for, I guess, I'm not sure, dude. So this is sampling. This is render engine. So I know that there's two things. There's viewport and there's render. If you see over here, the viewport has 1024 and the render has 4096. So this guy, if you render it using this max sample, it's going to take a long time to do. But this figure looks freakishly cool, man. Whoever model this very well. Cool. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Some of the crazier ones. Okay, let's move on to Blender, and I think model number 7. I think this is the crazy one. I think, if I'm not, yep, this is the one. This is a school, and now the thing is that you might be like, oh, is it like the car? Like, it doesn't have anything inside. No, this has literal, I hope I can, like, It has staircases. It has you know classes and things like that. So hopefully I can showcase that nicely. But I'm such a noob when it comes to this. Hopefully I can do it justice. And I guess I can't. Maybe this will help. Yep. I guess. Oh, there we go. We got something. Yeah, there we go. So basically, it has one like classrooms. Now I'll show you something pretty cool. Just change this. So this is one of it, and it has materials and things like that. So that's cool. But see this one. And it'll take a sweet time. Let's see the samples. The viewport has 32. Okay. One of the things I really like is the flow. I think so it can't do it properly maybe because yep, there we go. I guess this is the crappier one. So let's move on to cycles once more. So yeah, that's about that. Even the this right, which you see over here, that is like so I can go in and then I don't know what am I doing over here. But yeah, even this one is insane one loads really well. So again, if you want to do any modeling, I think this guy can handle it without any issues. Like to an extent, guys, to an extent. For rendering purpose, it's a bit of a hit or a miss because it's going to take quite some time. As per him, he's like nobody it seems renders on the laptop itself. So what they do is that you can use Google Colab to basically get this blend file, make this blend file, and then push it to Google Colab, and then you can render it over there on their GPUs. So that's like way faster. That's what he does, and he's like, you should just do that rather than rendering, on your on your computer itself. So you can do your modeling and then you basically just move it or just make a blend file, push it into Google Colab and just render it over there. And that's about that. So yeah, that's about that for this one. Pretty cool, right? Okay, let's move on to the last two and then the nope folder. I'll tell you the reason why, by the way, why that's the last one. So these are some of his projects which he just sent me. So yeah, so see, so I said, you can just send me some of them so I can showcase maybe in the video. So he did send me. So here's some of them. So this is something over here. It's going to take a sweet time. How many samples? Whew. Render has 6,000 samples. And the current viewport sample has, the max sample is 1024. It's pretty much stuck. Wow. And I got a not response, not responding. It's not even the crazier one. There's the crazier one over there. So yeah, that's about that. So okay. So that's some blur thing going on over here. And I guess a chandelier, a TV and things like that. Okay. And let's look on to the crazier one now. Okay, it's gonna take a sweet time, guys. It has 1024 max sample. What he said that if you reduce it, makes it better. But I just want to showcase, even with max samples, how it works. Like with 1024 samples. Again, the whole point is that the amount of expectation, and with this, whew, that's a bit too much. Let's put it at 100 samples maybe. And let's try to cycles. Does it improve? Does it make any improvement to, you know, to the whole sampling size? This is just taking a bit too long, like way longer even than the other ones. That's a bit much. I guess we can move on to another project because this is taking a bit too long time to. Again, you can see things, but I guess that's a bit too much for it. Let's try out 1,000 samples. 1,000 samples. Like, does it make it a bit better? Maybe not. Taking a sweet time. Okay, I guess we'll move on to the last one, and then we'll just render this one out. There's another one which he has shared with me. So let's just look at that. So it's this thing over here. I guess this is a bathroom top. I have no clue, guys. Okay, let's go to modeling and then let's look at it. Let's look at the crazier one. So yeah, it's taking his sweet ass time. Okay, cool. Okay, let's do a quick render and then we'll wrap up with the last one. So I guess viewport has how many? 32. Okay. Okay, let's check the render and let's again max size 1200 is going to take just too long. I'm just going to do 10 because it's going to take a little lesser than expected. Okay, let's do a render of this and hopefully it does its things. So it's going to take me how long? It's going to take me 22 seconds. Cool. Again, you can just increase the max samples to get a better quality, but I'm currently don't caring about quality. I'm just caring about the time, so that it does not take too long. But let's see. We said 2 seconds remaining. Okay, so yeah, there we go. It's pretty cool, right? That gold, man. Okay, that's about that for this. Let's look at the last and final one before I wrap this up. Now the reason why this one is there, so this was another one which is there in blender.com itself. So this is basically animation, like you can, this is a character animation, and because of some Python script which was not running, and also it, like even before even starting, when it was saying allow execution, any of that stuff, it is just lagging like this. So yeah, like it just goes forever like this. So that's the reason why I said any character animation, any animation, things like that, I would not suggest buying this. AutoCAD 2024 works really well. Blender for 3D modeling, good, but for any animations, not that good. So yeah, guys, I think I will leave it at that. So that's basically it, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.